Psycho this game. Okay, right here to start off with, we have an Echo Mercy and a Hog, which means we have a lot of poke, and we also have Mercy Moira backline. This means that I have very limited healing, and the range of our heals is very short. So, since we have a poke comp, I want to play slow and more pokey, rather than more dive heavy, because we have very little to dive with. And also it means I'm going to get very limited healing, so it's best to use health packs as best as I can, and avoid damage by playing around covers. Okay, so right here, I just want to take some space, and I see their Tracer is pushing up quite aggressively, and I force her recall and keep chasing her, and she runs out of blink, so I finish her off. At this point, we're up 2, so the fight's already over, so I just look to force the Moira fade and chase her down. I was looking for where she faded, and I found her, so I just finished her off. I want to mention at this point that mechanics are super important. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying. You can do a lot with your game sense alone, but if you have perfect positioning and perfect engagement timing, but you just can't hit the shots, then you'll still miss out on plenty of opportunities to get kills. Okay, so right now I want to hold the high ground as best as I can, just to deny their sojourn space, and then I look to push their sojourn. She was by herself, and I come across an Ana, who looks to be isolated. So I start 1v1ing her, and I get naded, so I'm forced to recall. I realise it's no longer a 1v1, so I'm looking to escape. My monkey's also quite pushed up, my hog is quite pushed up, which makes it easier for me to just run away, because Tracer could have pushed me otherwise. And then here, I use a blink spot to get to the high ground, and just hold high ground as best I can. I just sit around this cover, just to avoid taking damage. I see a monkey isolated, not getting any healing, and I've got pulse, so it's just an easy stick. Stick him and look for the kill. Oh, here I see a Sojourn who looks to be by herself, but the Ana drops to push me for some reason, and now I try to use the cover to avoid the Sojourn being able to shoot me, and I use my blinks to dodge Ana's nade, and then finish her off and get the kill. If I didn't use my blinks to dodge that nade there, I would have died, because my recall was on like 1.5 seconds left, so I needed to dodge that in order to get my recall off, so I wouldn't die. And here I use the same blink spot. It's a really good one, to just basically access the high ground really quickly and hold the space. Right now I'm drawing Orisa. I get her quite low, but she has gold, and I don't really want to be in a room with Reaper and Orisa, so I kind of get out a little bit, just soft poke, and the Reaper starts pushing me, so I just drop. And right now we're even, so I'm just looking to just not really force too much, and the Reaper just comes running out in the open, very low, and I just finish him off. Right there, I was given a good call by my teammate, by my Roadhog, saying that Lewis was on high ground with no healing and 1 HP, so I used the same blink spot to finish her off. Right here, I go for early pulse, because if I kill the Ana, just in case they can touch, it guarantees the fight win, but they don't manage to touch. I said I was about to go Psycho, and we haven't died yet, so and we're at 10k damage per turn. It's looking pretty good. I can't believe I let it come back. Oh my god. I'll TP as well, take TP. Okay, I want to mention that we basically have the same comp as we do last time, however we swapped out the Echo for the Pharah. So we still have the same slow, pokey playstyle without playing too aggressive on the backline. However, one thing I want to mention is that when you play with flyers like Echo or Pharah on your team, it is your job as Tracer to harass the enemy hit scan, whether it's an Ashe, a Sojourn, a Casti. It's your job to pressure that person. But see here, the enemy Lucio is looking to deny me from pressuring his own backline, so he starts dueling me. However, due to his lack of mechanics, I guess, and me having relatively good aim, I'm able to kill him. And then as soon as I pressure the Lucio out and kill him, I then instantly go to pressuring the Casti like I talked about. And then my Pharah comes to clean him up when he's low, and now what happens? My Pharah is now completely uncontested. There is nothing from the enemy team composition that can kill my Pharah. So my Pharah now just carries the rest of the fight. And I don't have to do any more. I've already done my job. However, obviously since I'm alive, I'm still just going to keep pressuring and shooting whoever I can. Target focus is less important at this point. It's just more about cleaning up kills. So whoever you can kill the fastest is best to shoot. And I feel like a lot of lower elo trace players, even all the way up to low GM, don't realise how their role changes based on their own team composition and the enemy team composition. For example, if I didn't have a Pharah or Echo and I had maybe an Ashe myself, pushing any enemy Cassidy would be less important. It'd still be useful, but it wouldn't be quite as important as it would if I have a flyer, because if that Cassidy is given space to free farm and shoot my Pharah, then my Pharah has to play very passive and can't do anywhere near as much and can potentially die. Right here, I just go for a flank, get a good angle on the back line, kill the Ana after my Pharah assists me and hits with a splash damage rocket, and then I look to duel the soldier. I have pulse, so I pulse him, and then I play a little bit aggressive on the Lucio, but I have faith in my mechanics that I can kill him. So I pressure him. I had a bit of poor trigger discipline on my last clip shooting the Lucio, but I still managed to get the kill. And then here, I heard that there was a tracer in our backline. It was called by one of my teammates, and so I just went to duel her, and then we force up recall and just chase her, finish her off. Now right here, I'm just pressuring the tank. In the way I said you want to deny the enemy hit scan space, or whoever can kill your Pharah. That is true, but sometimes they may be playing really far in the back, and then you don't really need to deny them space because they have very little space. So you can just pressure the tank at that point, and if their tank can't walk up and take space, then that also means the enemy hit scan can't walk up and take space, as they need their tank to take that space for them. So it is situational. It's just you just want to be aware of the fact that if you have an Echo or Pharah, you should be doing something to deny the enemy hit scan space.
Press one.
And then their tracer just plays really aggressive for some reason on the left side and pushes me, even though her team isn't with her. And then I try to force her recall and chase her out. Then Moira fades in because she wants to get into the fight as it's nearing overtime, and since she has no fade standing right in front of me, I just pulse her. And then here I was getting shot a little bit by Bastion, and I knew I'd taken some damage, so I didn't want to risk potentially throwing the fight by dying, so I went to get a mini and then instantly get back into the fight and just clean up, because even though this fight would probably be won if I didn't die there, I don't want to take any risks. I want to secure the fight win.
25-0. Well, I did say I was going to go psycho. I did say it. Never got to play the aim, never fucking bobbing. Oh, I got to play the aim. Nuclear streak, real.